Hello, football family. Thank you for joining Huddle of Films. Welcome in. Just took the message off the screen, but thank you to the channel members that I got last week. It meant a lot to see that support. I don't want to talk about the money side or whatever a lot because I do it. This is my hobby. This is my retirement stuff. But all the videos that I've made have been demonetized. NFL is really getting in to see that kind of support. The channel memberships for only $1.99. Heather gifting some people in here already doing the thing. It just really, really means a lot. And it's just the support of it all its own. So, and I see y'all in here already. I want to bring up just a few comments. The lovely Chris in here with the purple hearts. Yapasa, what's up, Twiz? Back in. Zhang saying hi, Jason. So I see you all in there, and Cosmo just getting in with the LFG. Just love seeing y'all and everybody. Look forward to hearing from everybody tonight. So special show for me personally tonight because I get to meet somebody new from the community, somebody that I just got to give a personal plug for right here. Now he's got 13,000 subscribers about, obviously doing really well with his channel. But it's the personal aspect of my guests that I really enjoy. You come online, a lot of times people are standoffish. There's ego. A lot of people in the flock are really cool. Content creators are really cool. But this guy right here is a good human being, supportive. There's no ego, likable. He has supported me from day one and I've been meaning to bring more guests on. And I got him here tonight from the Flock Rundown. It's Ryan. What is up, Ryan? Thank you.
What's up, Jason?
For coming on the show and helping me hold it down this week. And, we're still trying to get into the season with the, can the season just get here already? So thanks for coming on at this time, man. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Appreciate you having me. Excited to talk some football. I always watch your highlight cut-ups, and I've seen you on some other channels and watch your lives and stuff, and always learning something from you, man. So, yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that support. I see you in here, man. See you around supporting other channels, and that's what it should be all about. I see my guy Skep in here too. Skep, you must have the rabbit ears on, man, because I was just talking about you not too long ago. God's child in here. What is up? What's up, family? So it's great to see y'all filtering in now as we get the season going. Things are really going to heat up. So Ryan, let's jump right into it. I wanted to touch on this first of all, just because I thought it was cool. But yesterday's legendary practice, and by legendary, Ryan, we're not talking about the work on the field. There was I saw one reporter's notes. It was like no notes. They were basically out there stretching, throwing the ball around, having a good time, maybe getting some work in. Some guys are workaholics. I'm sure some people were doing their vertical drops off to the side. But yeah, they got Ray Lewis, Michael Phelps at practice, and then got some pool time together. And I found it interesting from Harbaugh's press conference today that it wasn't like all pre-planned. Like Phelps coming there was pre-planned and Ray, but like the pool stuff and it had an organic nature to it. But to have these two legends like Michael Phelps, world famous Baltimore guy, Ray Lewis, the best to ever do it, Michael Phelps, the best to ever do it, to come in and talk to the team and hang out. It takes a lot to impress professional athletes, and you get in the humdrum of work. So I loved what I saw yesterday for a couple of reasons.
Yeah, me too. You could tell too, like you watched the speech. I'm sure everyone's kind of seen that now, but you could tell how locked in everyone was, to Phelps and Ray being there. Like you said, I mean, two GOATs in their sport, and their message was strong too. Ray always motivates me. I mean, Ray, I could listen to Ray talk for hours, but they both were talking about how important every day in and day out preparation is so that you can perform in that big moment. And I think that is like the best message ever with anything. It's not just, football. Like obviously Phelps is swimming, has nothing to do with football, but like the same aspect applies in life in general. You know what I mean? Just all those small moments day in and day out when that big moment or that opportunity comes, like you're so prepared. It's just normal. It's just another rep out there on the field. So yeah, man, it was awesome seeing them there. I think their message got through to the team. I saw Ray. There was one clip where Ray was like coaching Lamar. He was like telling him like what he would do. And it like inspired me to, or not inspired, but just like really got me fired up to maybe have Ray like on the coaching staff one day if he ever wanted to do that, or if the team was even for that. I feel like him as a linebackers coach would just be such an asset to the team.
Yeah, I mean, As far as Phelps, though, what I liked about his message and how it relates to football we were talking about is that, man, think about the Olympians. They train for 4 years or more their whole life. For Phelps, it might be, I don't know, I'm not a swimming expert, for like 1 minute, a 1 minute race. This isn't 60 plays.
Yeah.
One shot to show up, get off to a bad start out the starting blocks, or how they swim under the water before they come to the surface. If that doesn't go well, you lose time you can't make up. He was talking about yesterday about 1/10 of a second, 5/10 of a second faster than you can snap your fingers is the difference. And that takes me to these playoff games, Ryan, where you make a turnover in the regular season against the bad team, you overcome it. It happens in the playoffs against a great quarterback. Things aren't going your way. That's the difference between winning and losing. So I do think that there were some tangible things. The other thing that I really liked is just that, Harbaugh, when we had Billick, it was called Camp Cream Puff. Players did what they wanted. Training camp was more mental. It wasn't physical. They bring in the opposite, and Harbaugh got these dudes in pads, and the early stories coming out of camp of these practices were really brutal. But for Harbaugh, and believe me, he gets on my nerves just like anybody else you've been in a relationship with for so long.
Right. Yeah.
Have these guys get off their feet, be in the water, get off their joints and tendons, get some cardio, bro. Like work some muscles in the pool that you ain't never worked again. And then the message I thought was inspiring for them to, like, kids in the Baltimore area, like Ravens fans overall, seeing their people they look up to, super NFL superstars in the pool, learning how to swim, might inspire them to learn how to swim. And Michael Phelps said, I think the second leading cause of death in children was drowning. So the impact, like if one person learns to swim and then their friends get involved, and then when they have kids, they teach their kids how to swim. I just thought that was really important. But aside from that, getting them off their feet and having a fun day, I think was good for this part of training camp, right?
Yeah, I completely agree. Those are great points about Phelps, and round it back out to like being a sneaky productive day for the team. Harbaugh talked about how like planned get-togethers don't always work well because they're super forced and like everyone feels like
it's like a work function.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
You've had them at work. It's like, oh, we're having a day off and having lunch, and everybody's still sitting there like they're at work, and it's just like, can this be over with?
Yeah, right. Exactly. You still want to go home, but this was just like, hey, if you want to come to the pool and like maybe get some lessons, like come to the pool. And then it ends up being such a fun team bonding experience because it was kind of organic, and I also agree with you, like dudes that couldn't swim are out there actually, like I saw Roquan like locked in, like he's like really taking the advice from the teacher. And I just think that's so cool. Like even for kids, like you're saying, or just people that might just always avoid water because they're just afraid to look, they don't want to be embarrassed or whatever. So they're just like, I'm not even going to go swim. Like you got professional athletes that are like taking it serious. Like, like you can always learn to do something, and like being in the water is a great feeling too. So like, I definitely think it's it's a positive day all around.
Make it less scary, more cool, more part of like, it was just subconscious, but that I thought was really cool. So, hey, we got our MVP in here, Ryan. So I'm going to bring her up. Heather. Man, great picture, Heather. I'd like to know who is in that picture. Jason, what do you think of Bullock? And of course, Heather is talking about the former Terp who's been running with the first team, quote unquote, backing up to Tyler Linderbaum at center. And Heather, I got to be honest with you, I didn't scout him at all coming out of college 2 years ago. His name never came up. I never saw tape on him. I am not a Maryland Terps fan. I just scout all the college players. So I had gone back and watched some of his old tape, and I watched the Ohio State game, and he was playing right guard. It was funny. They had him marked as left guard in the video, but I went to the All-22 from that season. Saw him at right guard. And Ryan, there was like nothing bad, but nothing special coming out, like average size, looked a little short arm, not really mobile, was kind of strong, but not real strong. I guess what I'm getting at is like there were no standout qualities, but there were no weaknesses. And he comes in and maintains his spot on the practice squad this year. And then when we start seeing these stadium practices, and now we're seeing the preseason game, he is the guy. It's not Nick Samak. It's not Garrett Dillinger, who they talked about working out at center. It's Bullock, and there is a cut up on the channel. I'll encourage you guys to go watch of that, all the snaps of that first team O-line. So you want to see Faalele, you want to see Voorhees, you want to see Bullock. Rosengarten was in there. Noteboom was at left tackle. Heather, I really like him. And one of the things that I like about him, Ryan, is his awareness for the game. So as a center, smarts are super important because you got a guy to your right, you got a guy to your left. Usually you're working, there's 5 offensive linemen. Usually you're working against 4 pass rushers. So the center usually has some help. He's either giving help or getting some help. And I like that Bullock was aware, looked like he executed every assignment that he was supposed to. And that's what you really want from a center is don't mess it up, Ryan. You know what I mean? Be there, get your feet right. Don't get bullied. Don't get broke off at the line of scrimmage. Just be there. And Heather, I really liked what I saw from him. I can't wait to see more actually coming up this next game to really scout and get a better idea. But Ryan, it looks to me like he's going to be on this roster and make the 53. And Harbaugh mentioned his play at guard too. So maybe he's even a backup or third option at guard.
Yeah, that was going to be the only thing I really had to add there was that I feel like his chances get so much stronger because he can play guard. He's got that experience in college and he's listed as a center/guard. So like to be the backup center, but also be able to fill in at right guard if needed, if there's an injury. You know, we're used to having versatile backups that can play multiple positions like McCary's been for so many years. And even Van Cleveland a little bit has played multiple positions. But like, I think that's his main case too. You know, he has looked good, but also the fact that he can play multiple positions. You kind of don't need to have 2 different guys. You can have just him to play different spots if needed.
It's important because with Emory Jones apparently out and not coming back anytime
You think
soon,
they're IRing him, or are they going to like give him a? Yeah, I know. I didn't think it was going to take this long.
It doesn't. He doesn't need to be on IR, and that's the part that makes this an easy decision for me. He's on NFI or PUP, which one of those 2 lists, and whatever those lists are, it means Bro didn't get hurt practicing. This was an injury before practice, so he can be on that PUP list or NFI and come off in it's either 4 or 6 weeks. I have to look up the rules, but you don't have to put Emory Jones on the roster and then IR him, which is huge. So he doesn't have to be moved out for the year. He can just stay where he is. So with him not ready, Carson Vincent is more of a developmental prospect. You're going to have Noteboom moving between the tackle spots probably. Yep. And then you have Ben Cleveland, and then Bullock is going to be a dude. So hopefully, look, everybody's healthy. They play well. And we don't see him, but I was really impressed by it's like a 2-3 minute video on my YouTube. If you guys want to check it out of that first team O-line, he looked in control of things and running that line of scrimmage. I love that. That's most important about a center. Hey, I want to bring up some comments here. Sorry, Zhang saying love what you do with the channel. Thank you very much, man. It's my baby and I love it. Heather just saying what's up. Dario made it in. Dario, cool name, by the way. No, I've never known any Dario. Cool to get Ryan. Super cool. Excellent show. So thanks, Ryan. I'm glad. Thanks, Dario, for saying that. That's great. And my guy Taurus in here. Taurus knows his ball. Always has the great comments there. So it's great seeing you. And the guys and ladies. Oh, TY. He's late. Look, I'll find you, bro. I'll find you. If you're not 5 minutes early, you're late. That's my guy, TY. Always talk ball with him over on Twitter. You can find me over there if that's your thing. It's all football over there. I don't get into the other stuff. And Heather says that that's her daughter's. That is awesome. So, okay, Heather, got your hands full over there with some kids. I got some young adults myself, Ryan. They're 23 and 21 at this point. Oh, so, wow. 2 boys. So, yeah, this is awesome. This is awesome. So let's get to I want to stay on. I'm going to skip ahead here and talk about this O-line since we were just talking about Bullock.
Yeah.
It continues to stress fans, but not the coaches. And it's about 77. So now is the time, fellas and ladies, to get your Daniel Faalele takes in there. Look, I've said before, I'm just going to give my 2 cents on this. When it comes to pass protection, Faalele is generally pretty good. The problem is when he loses quickly, and it blows up the play, And if Lamar is able to escape because he's Lamar Jackson, that happens a lot. But he also is going to get your quarterback hit. He's going to have these, sack opportunities to put you behind the sticks. And then in the run game, Faalele can execute a down block with the best on the team. So we're talking about if there's a nose tackle right here, Faalele can come over at one gap or a half a gap and crush that man and open up spaces. But if you're asking him to pull, if you're asking him to block a linebacker in level 2, if you're asking him to get out on a screen pass, if you're asking him to run outside zone, and Heather said it last week perfectly, to get out of your stance, turn your hips, get your hands up, and stop somebody from penetrating one of those gaps. None of those things are things that you can expect Faalele to do consistently. And that's been my problem. A lot of people like to say, oh, Faalele's good, look at his grades, or Faalele's terrible, look at his grades, or look at this play, or look at that play. For me, it's not like that. It's what can you do consistently? What can't you do consistently? We have a running back and a quarterback, and a group of running backs, really, who can execute any type of run. So we can run power, we can run zone, we can run pitch plays, we can run everything. I would just like a right guard who was a little more mobile and versatile. So I'm stressed about it. I don't think Faalele is a terrible player or anything like that. I just don't like the system fit. I would like somebody who can do a little bit of everything. That said, excuse me, I almost lost my voice. Need a drink after this. Fans are stressed about it. I'm a little stressed about it, but not the coaches, Ryan. Faalele's entrenched. There's no competition. We might as well be asking for world peace over here because Faalele not starting at right guard is a pipe dream.
Yeah, and the competition is my biggest problem with it. We literally, this is like a cheap experiment, I feel like, from the team that started last year to move him from right tackle to right guard. He had never played right guard. He's a developmental guy. Look at guys like Vincent that we're developing. Like, you don't throw him into the lineup. And I know Faalele wasn't a rookie last year, but my point is like, we're moving a guy's position that he hasn't played before, and we're tossing him into the starting lineup of one of the best teams in football. And I feel like that was to save some money, to not go spending, even though we probably could have got Zeitler for similar price. So my biggest concern this year is the lack of competition there. I'm expecting Faalele to play better than he did last year. Similar concerns, we saw those pop up and those few reps. It's a very small sample size, by the way. I keep saying that, like, on my channel, like, so many people are beating up Cooper Rush and Faalele, and I'm like, these guys like barely had any snaps. Like, Cooper Rush threw 4 passes. Faalele, I don't know how many he had, like 10 or whatever. But like, it was
like 12 snaps or something,
yeah,
right?
It was a small sample size. Are there some bad reps? Yes, absolutely. That's what concerns me the most, is sometimes he's just like way off and gets, demolished. And we saw that last year happen multiple times too. And if the Raiders game comes to mind big time, Lamar was like on his back multiple times early in that season. And I know there's been some progression, as there should be with Faalele.
And hey, look, the Buffalo game against Ed Oliver, again, it was just a bad matchup. Ed Oliver, high draft pick, is disappointed in Buffalo, but you get a smaller, quicker 3-tech out there. And think about Derrick Henry's start to that playoff game. How many times last year has it been we started off really slow in the running game? And I'm telling you from my film study, it's because we have had to throw run plays out the book early because Faalele's getting beat by a smaller, quicker player. I stand on that. I'm sure Harbaugh would shout me down for saying that because obviously they love the guy. But with the sample size, it's the same qualities that go back to last year. I don't think he's lost enough weight or in much better shape to like where all of a sudden he's going to be this mobile guard. It's the skill set that gets me, so I like to make my opinion clear on that. If he can get a little bit better, I mean, shoot, I'll run the banner right now. The offensive numbers, they're impressive. 3rd in scoring, 1st in yards per game. Lamar led the league in yards per pass and yards per rush. You had Derrick Henry going for almost 2,000 yards. So look, it's not like this guy is causing us to have a bad offense. It's just like when it gets to the playoffs or in certain matchups, when you had Christian Wilkins, Max Crosby, that's when it's really like, oh, well, we got Derrick Henry and Lamar. We're going to run all over these guys. Not if they got a quick 3-tech. We had to go to the old pitch left and run behind Stanley and his side. So That's really all I want to say on that. I really don't like bashing players. I like to keep it positive, but I'm always going to keep it honest. Final thoughts on the offensive line, Paul Lele, whatever you got, bud.
Yeah, just hoping for some improvement because there's no one there to challenge him. So this is what we got. You know what I mean? Like I totally am with you. Like I'm concerned too, and I was concerned last year. It was game in and game out. There was a lot of bad reps, but like, what are we gonna do? I don't see the team making a move. I think the coaches are defending him so much to keep his confidence up, and they know that this is their option, right? Like maybe Emory Jones Jr. could have came in if he would have had a healthy offseason and challenged. I don't know. He played on the right side in college, right? I think he was a tackle, but like he might have been able to slide in and play some guard. So like maybe that could have worked out that way, but now the coaches clearly know that's not how it's going to go. So they're like, okay, it's Fa'alele. So like, let's defend him. Let's build his confidence. I even remember a clip last year when Eric DaCosta was telling Derrick Henry that he made the Pro Bowl. He also said, hey, just to let you know, like Fa'alele was an alternate. And then Derek like laughed and he's like, no way. He's like, that'll be great for his confidence.
Right.
And it's just something that stuck with me because I'm like, man, like I think the coaches are defending him so much because what else are they going to do? Are they going to go out publicly and say like, hey, we don't like our right guard? They're never going to say that. Like that would hurt the relationship with the player. That would hurt his confidence. I think behind the scenes, maybe they're evaluating film and bringing him in and being like, this was a bad rep. Like you need to do this. But I think publicly you're going to continue to get support because why would they bash their player?
Love it. Great analysis there. And you stand by your guy, bro. You stand by your guy. There's no, especially if he's got confidence issues, you don't need to go down and say something like that. You say it behind closed doors. So let's get into some positive stuff here. Right. Something I wanted to ask you about is something that's been on my mind. Keaton Mitchell, number one, bubble wrap. Number two, regular season role, question marks for both of them. Man, like, look, I've seen enough from Keaton Mitchell. I really don't need to see him again until the regular season. Maybe it's just my nerves, but like I don't want anything to happen to him. I remember Keaton got banged up his rookie year in preseason, and then of course had that just awful injury. Nothing he could do about that. But he's not the biggest guy. We've seen it. I don't know if they're probably going to have to give him snaps. I mean, they have Dearness Johnson. They signed Myles Gaskin, so they do have two veteran backs, but I'm going to be nervous every time he touches the ball. I wish Keaton would just, sit out. I would love to hear everyone's opinion on that. And then also, can you go on that first, Ryan? Do you want to see more Keaton, or are you with me?
Yeah, I'm with you, and I don't think we will. He hasn't practiced all week. I'd be shocked if he plays in the preseason game. We got Ali, we got Myles Gaskin, we got Dearness Johnson. That should be enough. I really don't. I don't know why Keaton would play. He hasn't practiced since the last game. So, like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, why would you toss him into the preseason game? He's obviously dealing with something minor. I know all the guys missing practices are dealing with something minor, so I'm not like overblowing that by any means. But like, he's been out all week, so I really bubble wrap him. Okay. Absolutely. I think they're bubble wrapping him in training camp. I don't. He's not practicing, so.
So what do you think about week 3? What do you think about week 3? He's healthy.
No,
get him some run there.
Keaton's done until the regular season. He's our starting kick returner, and we can talk about it in a second. It'll be the third running back. But yeah,
love that. I want to get to some comments here. Samuel Moore. Not sure if this. Samuel. I've never seen Samuel before. Welcome in, man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Just saying what's up to Ryan. And man? Samuel with the donation. I don't see why they can't move the kid Bullock to right guard and drop 77 to second string. Yeah, I mean they could, but they're not going to. They're not going to. They're not letting. There's no competition at right guard. So yeah, like I said, I'm not Ryan. Come regular season, I'm not going to be talking about this every week. I'm just not like. I'll give my short comment on it, but like, it's no offense to anybody else. It's just like the Ravens have made it crystal clear. Fa'alele is the right guard. There was no competition. Harbaugh has said it. He didn't get pulled last year, so that's my thought on that.
Contract year too, so like this might be it.
Contract year. Hey, man, maybe they can get a comp pick. I'm sure somebody.
I think that's the plan.
It could have been the plan last year with Ben Cleveland, to be honest with you. But it wasn't. So, yeah. And, hey, this is awesome. Zhang became a YouTube member. So that is 8. Man, when I get up to 10, I think they show on the channel. So thank you to
No, it's
all my
8.
channel. Is it 8?
It's 8. You can
Oh
turn it
shoot,
on.
man.
Yeah, turn that
All
thing
right.
on.
All right. So Zhang, I will always remember those of you. I love everybody anyway, but the people who really helped me get started and was there from the beginning. Man, I come from a place of old school, and you know, loyalty means a lot to me. That means a lot to me. People that treat me good that don't have to. I really love that. Hey, it's the DON to the C, bro. Call him Don C. Got more game than Kaliko. Don C. back in here, man. Love it. Jason, Ryan, peanut butter jelly, crabs and Old Bay. Sunday, the great collaboration. Football is back.
Oh,
Good to see you, Don C. You're not out driving, bro. You're right here with us. If you're out driving, I'm not sure, but I'm not doing as good with the comments because we have so many of them. I love that. But it's great to see Don C back. And also Babasola back in. What's up, guys? Keep up the great work. So apologize for interrupting you there,
no.
Ryan. But I love when the
Yeah.
people
Just
come
got
in. And
another new
Samuel.
member. Yeah.
And Samuel. Wow. All right. So look, this channel is rolling, bro. And I mentioned it earlier. Big thank you. NFL demonetized everything. So everything I do, the highlights and all that, I'm just doing them for the love and for fans to give it out there. So this is really nice. This will help me. I got a new camera now. I don't know if you guys can tell. It's showing the wrinkles a little too much. Might have to go with some makeup there, the stubble and all that other stuff. But yeah, doing it for the love of the game, bro. Doing it for the love of the game. So to have this channel support, it means a lot just for people to sign up in the first place. But it almost means more now that it's like because my wife's like, well, what are you doing it for? You know what I mean? Blah blah blah. And then Don C coming through. Y'all are on fire, bro. Y'all are on fire. I love you, Don C. You've been with me from the beginning and always in here. I'm gonna try to get Alex and Sutton back on too. I think for what we're gonna do, Ryan, week 4, that week in between the 3rd preseason game and there's 2-week break.
Week 1. Right. Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to have a lot of people on, and just kind of have a party in here. So, yeah, hey, I'm a grown man, but I'm not afraid to cry. Not afraid to cry. Not afraid to cry. Sometimes you got to.
Nothing wrong with that.
Back to Keaton, his regular season role. Now, this is one thing I want to make clear. It's 3rd and 12, or 3rd and 8 for that matter, and we're backed up, so we're not going forward on 4th down, even if we're close. That's Justice Hill's role. Why? Because of pass protection, Justice Hill communication with the line, his ability to pick up blitzes. Lamar's going to need time to push the ball down the field to his receivers. Justice Hill's role isn't going anywhere. But Keaton Mitchell, Ryan, he's gotten to the point where you have got to get this man involved in the game plan. Yep. You've got to get him involved. I mean, you have a Derrick Henry back there, for Pete's sake. You have a 3rd down back who had a really good year, one of the better 3rd down backs in the league. And now all of a sudden you got this guy, you got tight ends, you got wide receivers that you want to get the ball. But I think we would be doing a disservice to the team to not get the ball in Keaton Mitchell's hands. How many touches do you expect him to get? How do you see his role working here, Ryan?
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously going to be a starting kick returner. So, I mean, that'll be a huge role right there because I think we're going to get a lot more kick returns with the field position moving up now, or the touchbacks moving up to the 35. So that he'll have a big role there. But just talking about offense, I think he'll spell Derrick Henry on, as a change of pace back. But like you said, he is not going to replace Justice Hill in pass protection. But touches, I'd like to see him out there for at least like 10 snaps and maybe getting the ball like 4 or 5 times in his hand. I don't think it'll be a ton. We had, like you said, we have so many other weapons. We have other backs that we're going to get the ball, but you want him out there. And Todd Monken talked about having 2 running back sets too, and possibly having like Henry and Mitchell out there. So you don't really know where the ball's going. And you want Keaton out there enough where he's not getting the ball so that the other team doesn't know that he's getting the ball every time he's out there, So that's why I was saying maybe like 10 snaps and he gets like 4 touches out of that. I think that could be like a good balance. Maybe that's a little low, but I just think we have so many mouths to feed. I don't know how he's going to get like a huge workload, but that's all he needs. He's a change of pace back. He can take, we saw it when he played before and in the preseason game, which is more important since it was last week, but we saw him take runs to the house all the time on like 3 carries. You know what I mean? So like, I
Right.
really feel like him even getting 4 touches, one of those could be a 30+ yard run, maybe a touchdown run. Like he can actually impact the game even with a small amount of touches.
Right. And I would like to see him take, I don't know, say the third series. So you got Derrick Henry running obviously the first and second series. And if you get the third and 8 in any of those, then Justice Hill comes on the field as a third down back. Ravens get the ball for the third time. I would like to see Keaton Mitchell out there. So maybe a whole series in the first half, whole series in the second half. And then you can get him his touches either through the run game or those little screen passes,
Yeah.
man. Geez, a whiz. You
Yeah.
get him in space. Maybe, and like you said, I think he said something very important. I think with likely being eased in, possibly out for the first few games, he's probably going to be out for a couple of games.
Yeah.
To be able to run that pony backfield and to get those extra touches to Keaton would be important. And then you think about it, you have Buffalo, you have Cleveland, you have Detroit, you have Kansas City to start the season. Those first 4 games. The extra element of Keaton Mitchell, the speed that they can't prepare for. How are they going to use them? They haven't seen them. I think that and these are important games against great teams. I really think that we can use Keaton in this game, and I would love to see him. Like, I feel like he needs at least 3 or 4 touches a game, and then the other thing is we're going to lose, or maybe we win, but we don't look pretty winning it. And it's going to be like, why didn't Derrick Henry get more touches? Why aren't we using Bateman? Why is Zay only getting 5?
Yeah.
He's a Pro
Yeah.
Bowl. Like, it's always going to be somebody left off the list where they're not getting their touches, and as fans, man, it's going to test our patience. But I have a feeling come this season, Ryan, on your channel and here, people are going to be saying, we need to get the Keaton the ball more.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I swear everyone last year was calling for more runs in general. Like there was multiple games where Derrick Henry wasn't getting enough touches, even though he would still get like 16 plus. There's just so many mouths to feed. And like I do like to run the ball a lot. So I agree. But like there's so many weapons, man, that like it's probably one of the worst fantasy teams if you play fantasy football, because like you just don't know who's going off that week. Lamar's safe and like maybe Henry, but like everyone else, like you said, like there's Zay's gonna have a 150-yard 8-catch game, and then the next week he has like 2 for 30. Like, it's just so up and down, and like that's fine because the Ravens have so much talent and they're really just attacking what the defense's weakness are and what they're giving them. So if the defense wants to run a lighter box, we might run a lot that game. If they're playing a lot of man coverage and like we can expose them down the field, like there's whatever the Ravens can attack, right, they're going to attack.
They got a weak right cornerback and they play one corner on one side, one on the. Then we're just going to attack that left side of our offense, the right side of their defense all day. It's like a wise man like Snoop Dogg once said, 6 million ways to die, choose one. And that's the beauty of this offense. But yeah, Keaton, I think we'd be wise to get him involved a little bit every game. And man, with the return game, bro, like it's just really exciting. Now look, Chris, the lovely Chris, gifting 5 Huddle It Up memberships. Ryan, do you know how to claim those?
I do not. Never been gifted.
I do not either. I should have looked this up.
You can look it up. Yeah, I don't know.
They're out there, bro. They're out there. This is just thank you. You are trying to make me cry. I'll give it to you. You are trying to make me cry. And Tila is in here too. It's good to see you, Tila. Thank you so much. But yeah, wow, what a night, man. This is awesome. Yeah, speechless, man, speechless. So I have another. I want to get into LeJohntay since I just mentioned him.
All right.
Keaton Mitchell on the kick returns, wise idea. It's going to be, by the way, next week we're going to have a roster preview show. I'm going to have my buddy Kevin Cusick on with me to go over that. Of course, he's out at every practice. And I've seen him tweet. He thinks that we're going to keep 10 O-linemen and 3 running backs. But I'm not so sure, Ryan, because of the return game. I'm probably going to lean when I go.
That other guy?
Yeah, like when I go on the vault, I usually go on the vault every year with Sarah and Bobby, and do my predictions. Sarah and I match up and try to outdo each other with the predictions. But like, I think Ali, the fact that he plays 4 on all special teams units, that maybe they go with 4 running backs, and 9 O linemen until Emory Jones comes back, and that's your 10th. Getting off track here though. Keaton Mitchell returning kicks, LeJohntay Wester returning punts. Bro, the first punt return from LeJohntay, not the one he housed, but the first one.
The 17-yarder where he still shook like 5 dudes.
And well, not only that, like the fact that he came up and caught that ball on the fly, it's a problem that we've
towards it. Yeah.
Right. It's a problem that we've seen before where guys, our punt returners, don't get a good read on the punt. It's a bad punt. It's a short punt. It's a low punt. And that thing hits the ground and bounces backwards 10, 15 yards. We lose it. Now, I did return a few punts. Don't let the looks fool you. I had a little speed. High school, though, the punts are terrible, bro. Like, you really, it's nothing like the NFL. I can't imagine what it's like to run up and catch a punt in the NFL with that mass of humanity running at you, bearing down on you. These 250-pound guys that run 4.5s just coming at you. LeJohntay looks like a $160 soaking wet. The courage that man had to come up, know he had to catch the ball on the fly, and then, like you say, get like a 17-yard return. That to me was almost as impressive as the house call he made. And what an added element! Like when you're trying to make a push and win the whole damn thing, you need everybody, bro. And to add that element of LeJohntay Wester as a playmaker, returning kicks, and maybe he gets called upon in the regular season and see what he can do at Z, see what he can do in the slot. But I loved, man, my eyes lit up for all like the complaints people had after the preseason game. I was so impressed with Keaton, and it brought me to LeJohntay and Mike Green. I was so impressed with those guys.
Yeah, 100%, man. LeJohntay seized the moment. He couldn't have honestly had a better night because he was I know it's hard to judge, but he was the best, most productive receiver out there too that night. So I think he led our team receiving yards, had 2 nice catches. I know his role won't be mainly, on offense, but I think the element of him being the punt returner, just the home run hitting ability that he brings, we haven't had that since Jacoby Jones. Like we haven't had that in a while. We haven't had like a threatening presence back there, So I really feel like that is just such an addition to the Ravens in general because, like a punt return can flip the entire game. Not only flip momentum, but just the score. Like, you know what I mean? Like scoring.
It's almost like a turnover. It's like
defense coming right back on the field. Like they're tired. You just scored immediately. Like it flips everything. And he's got that natural ability. I feel like he's a gamer too. I feel like he's going to like be the guy who rises to the occasion. I just saw, and I'm reading into it probably too much, but I just saw that look in his eyes, like on that slow-mo zoom. Like I was like, he is got a fire that not everyone has. Like there's a competitive spirit there that tapped in. Like I have to perform. He even told, I heard today when the running backs coach Haggart was talking about LeJohntay, and he said that before the game, he said like the city's going to find out who I am tonight. And like
awesome.
That's just, it's just such like a confident, bold statement. And then to go out there and back it up.
Florida kids, man. The Florida
special.
kids are different, brother. Man, it's just awesome. And like from a scouting standpoint, the thing that I noticed is I tweeted it at his coach actually. Him and one of his childhood coaches. Sometimes we'll interact on Twitter. Is that LeJohntay has something that you can't teach. You can't teach what you just saw. Yeah. There's no practicing that exact scenario. LeJohntay has field vision. He's got quicks. Of course, you can work on the quicks. Other people have quicks. But it's that natural feel for the game and field vision that he has and the intangibles that you're talking about, where he's not scared. He's not going to back down. First NFL action. He looks like the best receiver on the field. It's not too big for him. Like, man, I look back, Jermaine Lewis, Jacoby Jones, LeJohntay Wester, ? It would just be such a big boost to this team, Ryan.
Yeah, I agree, man. I'm pumped. I when we got him, I thought it was exciting, just like seeing his college film. But the fact that he did that last week already, because during training camp reports, even like a lot of the reporters that were reporting a lot of up and down days for LeJohntay, they're like, oh, he's not involved on offense at all. He had some drops, things like that. So I'm like, all right, I don't know what to expect here. You know what I mean? And then week 1 preseason game, it's just like, dude, star the team. So nah. He's got the job locked up. Todd Monken already said that he had the job locked up. He said yesterday, he's like, I'm pretty sure he's going to be active for game days. So like,
I mean, yeah,
like
bro,
it's
get the ball in his hand, man. Get the ball in his hand. And hey, man, if and you bringing up and Twiz, bringing up Devin Hester, obviously he's got a long way to go before he can have that kind of role. But think about the ways, and I'm sure Twiz does, man, that Devin Hester would affect the game without even touching the ball. It was the same way as Dion back in the day. They weren't kicking it to him.
Yep.
And then you get into this, well, we're trying to pin him to the sideline, or we're just going to kick the ball out of bounds. And that right there is good for 10, 15 yards. Then you got you kick it out of bounds. You got the official running up, and you don't know where.
They always miss spot.
Like, how the hell? How
they're
the hell
looking
did
in the
know?
air? Yeah, it happened to go out. I think here at the 24.
I mean, look, when the ball's on it goes out of bounds, I'm pretty sure the officials are like, how the hell am I supposed to know when this thing went out of bounds?
Yeah, maybe they'll get the AI sensor that they have for first downs now, and they'll be able to just have.
Don't give them any ideas, bro. Don't give them any ideas. Mahomes and Kelsey, the swimsuit model, Travis Kelsey. I saw a funny tweet. I can't repeat the words that he said, but it was a funny tweet on the evolution of Travis Kelsey and his different looks and personas over the years. Michael Green. I'm calling him Michael, bro. Maybe you get official name on this, like government name. He was so good. It's government name time. Michael Green, number 6 on my big board. Loved him. Love everything about him. He showed that elite bend. But look, there's more in the bag, Ryan. There's more in the bag. Trust me on this. The thing that you're going to love about Mike Green and the fan base is going to love about him is the way he hustles, bro. So we're going to be facing the Josh Allens, the Mahomes. Burrow's got a little bit of mobility too. The Bo Nixes that you might see. There's a lot of mobile quarterbacks in this league. When they break pocket, Matt BK gets some pressure or Van Noy gets some pressure, and the guy's rolling out and he's looking to buy time. Mike Green will come screaming from that blind side and chase fools down. Screen passes, Mike Green will turn it on and chase fools down. You talk about a motor, Mike Green has it. So total package, he's powerful, especially for his size. Crazy powerful for his size, but he's got that power, transition, speed to power. So doesn't have the length, doesn't have the size. But what he does is get you off balance, sticks his foot in the ground, and boom, bro, he's running through your chest with authority, always getting the leverage and uprooting people. He's got the spin moves. He's got the cross chop. He's got the ghost rush. He's got the inside counter. There's nothing this man can't do. And to see it translate so beautifully, now I know they're second stringers and all, but to see it translate so quickly and so beautifully, that preseason game certainly caught my attention, Ryan.
Yeah. I mean, this guy's been impressing me every time I've seen him. I honestly can't even say anything negative. I feel like it's an absolute steal in the second round that a guy like this could even fall. And to your point earlier, I know a lot of people are talking about the bend, and that's incredible. But like, there was so many other things that he was doing in that game too. He's got a nasty spin move too, I saw, and he's sneaky powerful for his size. I just feel like he's got so many pass rush moves already for his age. We really haven't seen on the Ravens a guy that we've drafted that has that many moves and that much talent right out the gates. I can't.
No.
We go back.
I mean, Suggs was defensive.
Yeah.
Suggs was defensive rookie of the year, and Suggs was such a badass setting the edge. I was watching some old 2006 Ravens defense because I got bored and I was done with the film and I was started cutting up film. But like that defense was so ahead of its time, bro. They had people crowding the line of scrimmage and didn't know who was coming. It was the organized chaos, Rex Ryan defense. But Suggs was a different type of player. Mike Green, we've never drafted a player that's that kind of quickness and array of pass rush moves from the start. Suggs was a bully and would just beat you whatever way he felt like. Mike Green is a different cat. And the move that I love that I can't wait to see is when he spins to the outside. It's unbelievable. Like, you see guys a lot of times, they test the edge, they get the tackle off balance, trying to catch up to the speed rush, and then they'll spin back to the pass rush will spin back to the out inside. This guy, Mike Green, starts going out, tests the edge, starts to counter back, gets the tackle's feet crossed, and then spins back to the outside, the reverse spin. And he can do it over right tackle and left tackle. Look, man, this guy's going to play. You got Adafio away in a contract year. You got Kyle Van Noy. They're both excellent players coming off double-digit sack seasons. But this guy, mark my words, if he stays healthy, is not dealing with a bunch of nagging injuries, he's going to be the dude that we rely on to close out games. I believe that, man. I believe that in my heart.
How long do you think that takes? Because I just know we have a history. I feel like it's going to be – I'm with you. It's going to be absurdly hard to keep him off the field. But we do have a history of not tossing rookies into the fire a lot. And I do think this year could be different because Starks is obviously getting tossed into the fire. But usually we like to slow roll them, keep them in a rotation, keep them fresh, have them learn. But, like, he's freakishly talented. Like, how long is it going to take before he's getting a lot of snaps? And whose snaps is he taken away from?
My opinion is, so I'll get Don C. I'll get to you in just a second, but my opinion is, it's a rotational position anyway.
Yeah.
Tavius has his role as he's going to be the base 3-4 outside linebacker. So Tavius is in there for run defense, but in your standard nickel defense, you have that 4-man front. I think Mike Green is going to be worked in rotationally. He's going to get a series here and there, but I think ultimately he's going to earn his way to where we talked about 3rd and 12 for the Ravens, Justice Hill being in the game. 3rd and 12 for the opponents. I think what you're going to see is a race car package a lot. I think you're going to see Matabike and Oweh on the inside. Let Matabike rush over guards. Let Oweh rush over the guards on there. He's a mismatch. He's had success before. You have Van Noy, really smart on one side, and you have Mike Green on the other edge. So Mike Green, like you said, the positional versatility, and we saw him drop in coverage a lot too, but he can rush from the right side. He can rush from the left side, and he's got all of his moves from both sides. So maybe he gives Oweh every 3rd series off, but he's also given Van Noy every 3rd series off. So now all 3 guys are playing 2 out of every 3 series. Like, I think he starts off slow, to answer your question. You know, they ease him in a little bit, but by the end of the season, it's going to be hard to keep him off the field, Mike Green. And I'm going to transition right into Don, if you don't mind, Ryan. I apologize for talking so much.
There's a bunch flowing through, man.
Dude, this is the best stream I've ever had, probably. I've had some really good streams, but all the love and support and all the gifting of memberships, I hope people take them up on that. I wish I could just talk you through how to claim a gift membership. Hopefully you guys know, or maybe if they're not going unclaimed, maybe Chris and Heather and some of the other people can explain how to do that. But anyway, Don C, Jason and Ryan, just a suggestion. Maybe as content creators, you could reach out to the other creators and notify of others of live stream times and nights. Love you all. Hate splitting viewership. Okay, Don, either DM me or put it in here. Who am I crossing up tonight? Because I literally pick Wednesday nights at 9 to not try to do that. My guys, Simply and Sutton Def go on Mondays and Thursdays. I know Cole, Jeff Zrebeck, and Bobby Trossett go on Tuesdays. Lunch Break Hot Take, I know, goes on Wednesdays, but at an earlier time. So I'm picked Wednesday at 9 because it's right after Ravens Wire. We can watch that. We can get fired up and get into it. So, yeah, Don, I definitely take that into consideration. I'm not trying to compete with anybody out there and, try to pick the best time. So I apologize for that. And the memberships are gifted randomly to the subscribers. Thank you, Chris. I had no idea. Cool. I had no idea. That's really cool. And Justin Lewis tapped back in. I brought up your comments a couple of times, Justin. Promise I'm not trying to ignore you. If Green and Wester stay healthy, the Ravens will be unstoppable for years to come. Man, they're going to play a role right away too, bro. That's the exciting part of it. Yeah. And Malachi Starks. Yeah. Didn't get too much of a read on Malachi. He came up and made a really quick tackle, closed, recognized, really cool. But I think that they're kind of bubble wrapping him a little bit. Like,
they moved him around a lot too. I saw multiple times, like, he was deep and then he manned up on Warren all the way on the outside. They brought him close to the line of scrimmage. I think they're going to move him around a lot, whatever he can handle.
I kind of hope they keep him at free safety a little bit more. I disagreed with Alec last week on this too. He was saying the same thing you did. But, like, I want Kyle to be my move-around guy. And Malachi struggled at Georgia last year when he was asked to do too much. Like, just play that back end, bro. Play that back end. We got Marlon, we move around. We got Kyle, we move around. Sanusi Kane might even play a role on this defense as an enforcer.
Yeah, I love him.
That's just my own personal opinion. Anybody that wants to disagree with me, I see it. But Tyler Warren is a tight end, so he was playing some strong safety on that play, basically, in a man defense. So yeah, they didn't put him at slot, matching up on a receiver. Okay, something that Ryan brought up, and this is another thing that I expect fans to have a strong opinion on: the turnover urgency showing up in the practices. Seems like every day we get a practice report. It's like somebody's getting picked off. Now, I will say, after what I saw from specifically Devin Leary, that doesn't surprise me.
I mean, a lot of the picks are on Lamar, though.
Or a lot of picks have been on Lamar, though. I just wanted to get a little Devin Leary.
No, yeah, I agree with that for sure. Yeah.
Ryan, how much of it, in your opinion, is turnovers luck driven, and how much of it is the pass rush, the call, the the DBs work themselves? Can we really emphasize turnovers more and get more turnovers with just better play from our front four rush and our DBs? And how much of it is, hey, we're playing Jameis Winston this week or something, as opposed to prime Aaron Rodgers, who put up Lamar numbers for stretch of years where you just couldn't pick Aaron Rodgers off. So how much of it is luck? How much of it is skill? Do you expect this to carry over into the regular season? And looking ahead into the playoffs, man, can we make this happen and win the turnover battle, at least break even?
Yeah, I mean, it's always a little luck. You can't control exactly where the ball is going to go. So there's definitely a luck aspect to it. But I think with the increased talent that we've added, there's way more higher chance for turnovers to happen. We have not had a secondary like this. Adding Jair Alexander to the mix is just mind-blowing, honestly. So I really think with how much talent we have in the secondary, it's going to naturally lead to more turnovers. But more than that, I think that there's an emphasis on punching the ball out, constantly trying to strip, putting that extra effort in and play out. And I know that's easy to say it, but it's hard to do that and think about what your assignment is and go fly around and also focus on punching the ball out. Marlon Humphrey in the past has been good at that, but not everyone does that collectively. And I think that's been the effort. I've been even seeing practice reports, not only the interceptions, but punching the ball out a lot. And Zach Orr, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, spoke and said that even Lamar made a statement to him, you guys are making us better because you're really, really stripping the ball and punching the ball out. And it just brought me back to the Buffalo game and even the Kansas City game the year before, because it's not like our offense has a ton of turnovers all season long. I think this has been a big moment, end of the year playoff thing where we just have an uncharacteristic game on offense where we turn the ball over. And our defense, on the other hand, is not getting turnovers. So you lose the turnover battle, the odds of you winning the game are just way lower. So I think, yes, the defense is going to force a lot more turnovers from talent and effort and a little luck. But on the other hand, too, it's also going to make our offense, I think, a lot better by going through or facing a defense like this that's constantly trying to punch the ball out. Hopefully our offense doesn't have an uncharacteristic meltdown in a big moment game, because it's just back-to-back years, the Zay diving for the Chiefs game, balls punched out, Lamar's throwing interceptions. He barely threw an interception all year long, but in that game, we're having turnovers, lose the Buffalo game 3-0 in the turnover battle. If our defense creates 1-2 more turnovers, we win that game. And
Right.
I just think the defense can take a lot of pressure off by forcing a lot more turnovers. So
Yeah, people love to play the blame game, and it's just natural as a fan. But football is a complementary game. It's like baseball and other sports. If you watch it, you get a runner on third, one out, and all you need is a sac fly or a ground out to bring in the run. The guy strikes out, and you're like, damn it, we had an easy run there. It's up to the next guy to get that tough base hit, that 2-out base hit to bring home a run, to pick up his teammate. And it's the same thing in football. Look, Lamar has a bad fumble. Andrews has a bad fumble early in this game. You can't get down and be like, oh, Lamar blew it again. What's he doing? It's up to the defense to play that complementary football. Take that ball away. Punch the ball out. Make something happen. Hey, if you're a defensive lineman or a pass rusher, beat your guy cleanly and force a fumble or force the quarterback into a ill-advised throw. So, yeah, I'm just hoping that – I think, honestly, with my vibe on the team in the playoffs is this same group it's the same group as last year. Yeah, we added D-Hop, we added Jair. But you look at most of the main pieces are back. We lost Malik Harrison, Chris Board, Pat McCary, Brandon Stevens. That's it. The other 49 guys or whatever are all back. They have faced this situation before. They faced the heartbreak before. And having that continuity in the team and with all those shared experiences as a guy, this isn't some super team that was thrown together with money. They have been there and gone through the grind and the heartbreak together. And I think that knack will show up. But when it's time to make a play, when it's time for the defense to get one back for the offense, to make a big stop or to get a turnover, I think that we'll see that natural evolution as a maturing team.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think there's no reason the defense shouldn't have more turnovers this year. I mean, and a second year under Zach Orr too. I think there was a rocky road to start last year. Not that it was all on Zach Orr, but like learning your personnel is an important thing, and I feel like he's a lot more comfortable with the strengths of each player and where guys are best fit and like their roles, which naturally leads to a more productive defense. And the defense has kind of dominated training camp. And I don't think that's a negative really on the offense. I think that's a leap from the defense because, like you said, the offense pretty much the same plus D-Hop. We're better. Like the offense is not going to be worse. When we go against other teams, our offense, and we're not running the ball like crazy during training camp. Like they're not even tackling to the ground. So you don't get that threat of Derrick Henry just plowing over you. And like, I think when we go against other teams, our offense is still going to be moving the ball, and be able to do kind of whatever they want as long as they're not beating themselves. But the defense is going to be drastically better, I think, than last year, at least the start of last year. We were number one defense in the NFL for the second half of the season, so I guess you can't get much better than that. But like the start of last year was really rough, especially from the secondary. And I just cannot see that happening with year 2 and Nate Wiggins, Marlon Humphrey's completely healthy, looking great in the slot, Jair Alexander addition, Malachi Starks, Kyle Hamilton. Like the secondary's loaded, man.
Yeah, and J-Dub in here. Hey, what's up, Jeremiah? It's good seeing you. TY 17 turnovers last year. Marlon had 8.
And big moments too.
We got
Marlon
it right. Great
in some big moments.
It was exciting to see, especially after he had a down year the year before and said that he felt like he wasn't in the shape he needed to be. So we are going to call our guest out over here, Ryan. Ryan, get ready, bro. This is the way it gets rough around here. Now, Don C says you're the hardest working man on YouTube, aside from Trossett, all hopped up on Monster energy drinks. Ryan better stop it with those energy drinks, Don. Don't need him 6.
Like one of
them. I agree, bro. I agree. I don't drink that stuff. Not Ryan, Bobby Trossett. So, okay. So we got that. And Zhang, the voice of reason. Energy drinks are nasty. I think they are. They're not good for you, bro. They're not supposed to make you feel like that. That's not natural. It's probably not good for your heart. Well, look, we'll learn like cigarettes. It'll be 50 years later. It'll be like, energy drinks may cause heart attacks. They're we knew this. We knew this. We drank them and we knew this. So that's too funny. So yeah, I just want
to get. I need to get like another wind. Maybe I need to work out.
A second wind. Yeah,
because like I'm like on the computer all day. Like it takes like I drop videos pretty much every day, and like it takes a while for me to edit them. I'm not just like going live and talking for an hour, which is awesome too. Right. But like I'm editing for hours to put something together. So like that's like tedious all day. And then if I got to do something later at night, I just sometimes have a little caffeine.
You don't have any kids yet?
No.
Yeah. See, wait till that. It's going to add another layer. So Ryan, next topic. Kone, prayers up to him, man.
Yeah.
Kone, man, nasty looking injury, and then longer beam. We didn't see the injury, but apparently it's pretty damn serious. Out for the year. Jalen Armour-Davis looked really good, by the way, in that preseason game. Was very impressed with him. May do a cut up of him since we got till Saturday before the next game. People don't seem to like the DB tape though, because the angle is just like it's kind of hard and you're not targeted a lot. But I may take the time to do that. Bo Braid, a lot of people want to see Bo Braid and Kane. So our top 6 cornerbacks seem set. Probably these 6 are going to make the roster. You have, of course, Marlon, Nate Wiggins, Jair. Those are your starting 3. And then behind them, you have Chido Awuzie, TJ Tampa, Jalen Armour-Davis. Now, that group is talented at the top, and Cheeto would probably be starting in the top three on a lot, being the top three corners on a lot of teams. JAD has been good when he's been available. TJ Champo, don't know what he has there, but it's a good group. Any concerns though with, obviously we know Jalen Armour Davis's injury history, but Jair's missed a lot of time the last couple of years. Cheeto's missed a lot of time the last couple of years. So you have 3 out of the 6 who have been banged up and have a little bit of injury history. Are you worried about corner depth at all? The quality of play aside, the talent aside.
I'm not right now. I mean, if injuries definitely started to roll, then I would get more concerned for sure. There's always that threat there, I think Awuzie is coming off a year of injuries, and so is Alexander. So like, you never know. I have a lot of Packers fans comment that like Jair's good now, but wait till he gets hurt. That's what I keep seeing everywhere. But I don't know. It's hard for me to think like that until like something happens like that. I have confidence that they're going to stay healthy. I think our cornerback depth is tremendously better than where it was before we got Jair. And like when we just had Awuzie, I was like a little bit more concerned. And then we get a guy like Jair, and I'm like, okay, if one guy goes down, I still think we have enough depth to make up for this. And even if multiple guys go down, I think that's another smart reason to maybe keep a guy like Ruben Lowry on the roster, even if it's as a safety, because he can play corner too. They've been moving him all around the defense. And I know that's not like your premier starting option, but dude's been balling all camp, getting multiple turnovers. He's a versatile defender who can play safety or corner. We love keeping guys on the roster that can play multiple positions. So while he might not be that 6th corner, let's say week 2, Jalen Armour Davis dealing with something again, or Tampa has something, or Awuzie is like, you can just move Lowry over and now he's your 6th corner. So I think that would give us multiple options. I really like Jalen Armour Davis and Lowry as potentially making this team. I think that those are the guys we should keep. And really, because the rookies are kind of out of the equation at this point.
Great point. I'm going to build on that. Wanted to bring up Samuel Moore, though. Love the collab. Great content. Great live show, Jason and Ryan. Thanks, man. Thanks for getting the membership. Thanks for you guys want to like the video and all that stuff. I should probably say that. Like it, subscribe. Got a bunch of new subscribers. Okay. Let's see. I wanted to bring up with Dario's thing here. Ryan, exactly. Lowry will make the team because of that versatility. I want to bring up a new banner here because somebody else that caught our attention was Jay Higgins. I still kind of think that Higgins or William Quenko, the 2 guys that are vying for that linebacker, that 5th linebacker, roster spot, I think they're long shots to make it because of the corner situation and because of Ruben Lowry. We've been hearing about Ruben Lowry all camp long from the people that are at practice. And like you said, Ryan, to build on your point, he was a college cornerback. Lowry played corner. So you get in a pinch during the game and you need somebody to play corner. JAD's banged up this week, say, and you want a 6th corner or somebody good. I think that you keep the DB over the 5th linebacker. You keep that 5th safety in Ruben Lowry over the 5th linebacker. And then, of course, David Ajabo comes into that mix as the 6th edge player. How many edge players do you have? Do you need? And you look at the D line. Brent Urban is back. People forget that. So you got Travis Jones and Matabike. You got Aeneas Peebles, who really showed up in the game. You have a battle for nose tackles. You still got Broderick Washington. It's like we got 6 guys on the D line that we want to keep. We got 6 edge rushers we want to keep. We got all these DBs we want to keep. Can Higgins keep defying his measurables? I mean, this is a guy that's only 6 foot tall, 224, and ran a 4.82 at the combine. That's what stopped him from getting drafted, that 4.82, because he was a heck of a ball player. What do you think on this, like Jay Higgins, first of all, but also like that battle for the last roster spot? If you want to touch on Ajabo versus the D lineman versus the extra linebackers, I know you think Lowry's going to make the team, but it's going to be some tough decisions coming up on this defensive roster for sure.
Yeah, I'm only saying Lowry just because of the noise he's been making and also that versatility. I really don't know. I think there's going to be, like you said, like a major decision because Higgins is shining too, and having another linebacker doesn't hurt. He can play special teams too. I think Higgins is making just as good of a case for the roster. David Ajabo, I was right after the game, like I felt like he had a solid game, but then when I went back and watched the game a few times, like I still feel like he's not there. I don't know. He doesn't look like as explosive. Like I'm not like sold on David Ajabo's improvement. Like this is his first healthy offseason, so I'm really expecting like full throttle David Ajabo out there. And I don't know, man. So like I would say if we leave one guy off, it could be him. I think what's this, his 4th year?
Yeah.
Need to
But
see
like
something great.
the way
Like
you
I need to
talked
see
about him threw me off because they're like, oh, Ajabo's still got upside and developing. And I'm like,
Well, once
man,
again, that's coaches building confidence. What's he gonna be like? What's Harbaugh gonna say? Like, Jabos. I don't know. They do.
he could have just
They
said
do
he
come
played
at
really
Ben
well.
Cleveland. They do come at Ben Cleveland pretty
I mean, he
honestly.
could have he could have say Jabo's doing great. He had a great game, preseason game. We look forward to seeing what he can do next time. But like to say he's still developing and like when I caught the Ajabo cut up is on the channel. So for those that want to go back and reference it, I cut up all of Ajabo snaps. He played well. He played well. I was talking to my guy TY in here about this, and I vented to him a little bit. Like Ajabo played well, but Ryan, I loved David Ajabo coming out of college. Like I loved him. He was so explosive coming off the ball.
But he doesn't
And
have that same juice right now. I feel like.
and he doesn't have that same juice right now. And that's what depresses me. Like you can look at the tape and be like, Ajabo played well, and you're right. But you could also be like, man, Ajabo, this isn't the same player we drafted, and you're also right. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure where he fits in with this roster crunch, and if he does fit in, and where he does, is he trade bait? Alec mentioned last week. I really don't know what to think about it. I'm going to have a tough time when I go on the vault this year to predict the end of the defensive roster.
Yeah, no, it's tough. And then I didn't even talk about like the D line, but I mean, adding Urban, adding Jenkins, are they going to be in a rotation of like weekly inactives? I could see because Urban played that role last year. He was inactive a lot of weeks. So
Well,
like
I
I
feel
think
like just
they're
to answer
playing that.
that, I feel like between Okoye and Jenkins, whoever is the backup nose tackle, you have to look at that as a separate position. Okay,
True, yeah.
so one of those guys will make the team and be active every game day because Travis Jones is the only other nose tackle, quote unquote, on the team. So when we go to a base 3-4, or when Travis Jones needs a rest, you need another nose tackle in there. So it's going to be a battle between Jenkins and Okoye, and yeah, Brent Urban, somebody in there brought up that he could be on another handshake deal where he's left off the roster and come back. That could definitely happen too. But yeah, the back end of the roster on defense especially has got me all twisted up, man.
I know. I think Peebles makes it though. I don't know if they'd
Oh
be
yeah,
able to get. I don't know if they'd be able to get away with throwing him on the practice squad. I like what I've
no,
seen from him. I think he's got to be on. I think he's got to be on the roster. But there's a lot of decisions deep on that defense. I really don't know. I'm leaning Lowry over Higgins right now. Who knows? There's still a couple weeks to play out too. You never know who's getting hurt in the preseason game or like who flashes. Like maybe someone goes out there and has an absolutely dominant game. Like we weren't talking about Okoye as much until the preseason game, and like guys
right.
like Ravenel and stuff. Like I didn't hear anything about them, and then they shined a little bit in the preseason game. Now people are talking about them. So we'll see how it plays out. I definitely think it's going to be a tough decision though. It's the
Yeah,
hardest year to make the roster.
and then just with the backup nose tackle that I was talking about, one of those guys is going to make it. The decision between those two couldn't be more polar opposite. So you got Jenkins, the veteran, the pro. He played a ton of snaps for the Vegas Raiders last year. It's good, solid player. You can depend on him. You can plug him in week one against that big Bills offensive line, and he's going to do a good job. Then on the other end, you got CJ Okoye coming from Nigeria, a mountain of a man who's developmental, new to the game of football, and he could really be something. He could be a superstar. But like, what are your goals? Do you think you can sneak Okoye to the practice squad? Do you think somebody would take a shot on this guy and claim him? Well, what if it's weak? Well, maybe you want to keep Okoye for the upside, but maybe you want to keep Jenkins because you know he's going to get claimed by another team. Like, how do you choose between those two guys who are so opposite at different stages of their career? It's just fascinating to me.
Yeah, really tough decision. I've heard it seemed like when Zach Orr was talking about Jenkins the other day, it seemed like that was like his guy, but Okoye's got a lot of buzz recently, so I don't know. I feel like if I had to guess right now, a couple weeks early, that we keep Jenkins and try to sneak Okoye on the practice squad.
That's kind of where I'm going. That's where I'm thinking. It would just suck if Okoye got claimed because
no, I want us to hold on to him, but
this bro is new to the man of football and
Yep.
This man is new to the game of football and just came out and was throwing dudes around and got a quarterback hit and everything in his first game. So, well, look, Ryan. Well, last topic here.
Yeah.
We'll just call it. Who's your player of the game? I'll let you go first so I don't take anybody. But when we play the Cowboys this Saturday, if you want to give me an offensive guy and a defensive guy, who do you think is going to rock out?
All right. Offense, I'm going to go. I think Cooper Rush plays a lot more than he did in the first game. So I think our offense, especially from a pass standpoint downfield, is going to look a little bit better because I do think Rush can get the ball downfield way better than Leary. So I'm going to go with Tez Walker, who's been a standout in camp. I think he could have a big day on offense with Rush as the quarterback, and we'll finally get a better look at some of these receivers because I think Tez Walker's been shining. I mean, pretty much every practice, even with Lamar when he gets some runs. So like really excited to see him. I'll go with him on offense, and then on defense, it's Mike Green, man. I'm locked in on Mike Green, and he didn't stuff the stat sheet. He didn't get a sack. Technically, I kind of forced the Adisa Isaac sack by putting pressure on, but like I think Mike Green actually gets that sack. I think he gets home in this game and also just continues to impress. So I'm just fascinated with watching Mike Green. So I'm going Mike Green defense, Tez Walker on offense.
Love it. Tez is my guy too. I feel like he's healthy. He's healthy this week. You know what I mean? And I think that Cooper Rush is going to want to show Dallas a little something. And it's like it's all okay, Jason. It's only preseason. Nobody cares. But I remember when Le'Veon Bell signed a couple of years ago or a few years ago. There was talk behind the scenes that I was privy to that they were like, look, we're not sure. You're going to have to fight for touches with Devontae Freeman and Latavius Murray and that. But come the Steelers game, we're going to give you those opportunities on the goal line, and we're going to give you opportunity to shine. So don't think that these things aren't talked about. And Harbaugh is good for putting his guys on, bro. He does that. So I have a feeling Cooper Rush is going to get to play. I don't think he was given a real fair shot with the only 4 passes. So yeah, I like Tez Walker, Cooper Rush connection. I think that they hit it up. And on defense, I want to see Teddy Buchanan bounce back and have a better game. He was my pick last week. I want to see if he's more settled in after that first game jitters. But Teddy had some good moments, some not so good moments where he was out of position. Very uncharacteristic for a smart player like Teddy. But maintaining gap integrity, blowing up. Want to see him maybe be the Jay Higgins this week and grab everybody's attention. So those would be my picks. I agree with Tez. I'll extend it to Cooper Rush and go with Teddy Buchanan. Another dose of LeJohntay, Keaton, and Ali. Hey, Ryan brought up Keaton has not been practicing, so maybe Keaton does not play. Be surprised if he does, but I like it. Ali, he could use a really good game. It would be nice to see him shine.
Yeah, Ali looked pretty good last game too. I mean, running back standpoint, I don't know how involved he'd be, but he definitely could be that kick returner like next to Keaton back there. I think that would be the way onto the roster for Ali is special teams, but excited to see him too. Look
at our guys. Is this Sutton Deaf in the house? Is that Sutton? The man with the golden voice? Could be. Could it be Alex? Alex. See, I work with Alec. I work with Alex. I get them all mad. It's probably Sutton. I know it. I can hear his voice from behind the screen saying, "What's up, Don?" But yeah.
What up,
so hey, dude, I say it every time, Ryan. Sutton should get a job as a voiceover. You should just try out, bro. Yeah, can you hear him on like the TV on the car commercials or something?
Oh yeah.
Don't you want your Toyota RAV4? Treat yourself. But yeah. So it is Sutton. What's up, Sutton? Oh, sorry, hit the wrong thing. What's up, Sutton? Hey. Sutton, week 4. Well, not week 4. After next week, not next week, but the week after, we got that break in between preseason game 3 and the week regular season. Hopefully you and Alex can come on. And I'm going to try to invite more people and have ourselves like a bigger party in here, man. So I don't know if you're down, but I'm going to be reaching out to you guys and see if we can do that, because why not, bro? We like preseason's over. The roster's set. We don't have a game to talk about this week because the Ravens are off. Everybody's prepping. Let's try to get the content creators into here together. Have a good time. Rely on the chat for some topics and all that other stuff. So, yeah, and I guess let's do it in there. So yeah, let's have a good time, have a good show on that week. Next week, just to reiterate, Ken McCusick is joining us, Ryan. Looking forward to that. And we're gonna like preview the roster since it'll be the last week, the last Wednesday before roster cut downs. We're gonna dive back into like, is Ruben Lowry, who's gonna make it, who's gonna not. I got to bring my spreadsheet up and all that other stuff. So I can tell you now, though, me and Ken are probably going to disagree on the offense. Yeah, I know he wants 10 O linemen. I think we start with 9. Emory Jones comes in later, possibly is the 10th. And we keep Ali for these kick returns and depth with Mitchell being banged up. So yeah.
Makes sense. I'll be tuned in, man. Excited to watch that next week.
Yeah, James Earl Sutton. Oh yeah, sorry. I thought that was funny. Yeah, it's a dad joke, but yeah. So Ryan, any final thoughts, bro? Final thoughts before we kick it out of here. And bro, thanks so much for coming by. This was great.
No, thanks for having me on, man. Love talking ball. Yeah, I knew this would go well. You're a cool guy. I always watch your stuff too. So appreciate you having me on. No, I don't really have much else to say. Excited for Saturday. Excited for the season. Love this team. Love chopping it up with other content creators, the fans, everyone, man. Love it.
The legendary practice yesterday with Michael Phelps and Ray Lewis out there. Dude, it's a fun team to root for. For any of you baseball fans, Orioles fans out there, bro. This is awesome.
I'm an Orioles fan. And Wizards in basketball. Like I know some pain. Like I also and the Ravens, and I've been a Ravens fan forever too. So like it wasn't always like this. I said this the other day. I was like, we're blessed right now, man. Like you don't understand like how rare to have a team this stacked or even have a quarterback like Lamar Jackson. But like there's 3 Hall of Famers on offense, man. It's unreal. Like, and then you're adding a guy like Jair to the defense. It's like, it's the most stacked Ravens team. I know it's on paper, but we also had a dominant year last year with a less stacked team. There's no reason not to be excited about this season. So I just think we're blessed, man. We gotta cherish this moment that we're in right now. It might only be, another stretch of years or whatever. You never know when it's coming to an end. And this is rare territory that we're in right now to have this good of a team.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I think the main reason is obviously the talent, but other than that, you got Lamar Jackson. You always have a chance to win any game, even when stuff starts happening and we're not playing well. And then the camaraderie, the fact that these dudes have been through it all before, and it's the same guys coming back. That stuff matters in sports to me. Sky's the limit for this team. So with that, I want to say thank you so much to everybody, man. Probably the best stream I've ever had in terms of like the comments, the gifted memberships, the people showing up, all the love. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Zhang. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, TY. Thanks, Don, Dario, Judge Dredd in here, Justin, everybody, J-Dub, Taurus. How could I forget? Yeah, man, just thank you for everybody coming through. And, I can't wait to have more people on. And Ryan, maybe during the regular season, I'll try to bug you one Wednesday night, man, if I don't have a guest.
Yeah. And I'll bring you on my channel too, man. I don't have like a set like go live day or anything. I just kind of do it whenever. I drop videos every day. So I'm like super active, but I don't always like go live. So, but I've been going live like once a week or so. But yeah, man, I'd love to have you on in the next few weeks.
I'll be there, bro. I'll be there. So yeah, make sure you go subscribe to Ryan's channel, The Flock Rundown, up to about 13,000 subscribers.
No, I'm about to hit 12, 1K short of that. Okay, I'm like 11.8 or 11.9 or something. So I'm like almost 12. Getting there.
Awesome. With that, I want to say thank you to my football family. Thank you. Love my football family. All the participation in here was great. Can't wait to come back next week. Talk about the setting of the rosters. Next week is going to be that time. We'll have Ken on with us and get into some battles. And I really wanted to hear what you guys think next week. Who should make it? Is Ajabo going to make the roster? Who do you keep at that nose tackle? Things to be keeping your eye on for this week. So thank you guys. And with that, Ryan, please say goodnight to the people.
Yeah. Good night, guys. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Thanks for having me on, Jason.
Thank you.